Hey there, speculators. It's Roderick with TDG and Traders Dev Group. In this video, I'm going to go over a video that was recently posted to YouTube called Day Trading, $3 million in 4 minutes, live trade, exclamation point. And I'm going to do the breakdown on why this is phony or fake, depending on what this gentleman's looking to do with this video that he just posted, why it could potentially also be a scam. And I'll do so right after these messages. Okay, let's get going. There's a lot to unpack here. The first thing I'm pretty sure of is that it's going to take me a little longer than 4 minutes that it took Brian to make $3 million for me to go through all the aspects of what's really going on here. So if you really are interested in how futures trading works, if you could just stick around, hopefully I'll give you a little bit of insight into data, account connection, sim trading versus live trading. And let me also just start out really quickly by pointing out that I have no problem with sim and demo trading. In fact, if anything, I highly encourage it. Of course, it's great if you can find a way. Prop firms, futures prop firms are a really great way to at least have some skin in the game and paying some money so that it makes your demo trading and paper trading real. The challenge here is that not as the amount is just totally ridiculous and egregious. It's also that this guy is taking advantage of the fact that the markets are moving like this. So here's what happened is I ripped the video off of here, so here it is. I just downloaded it, and here's what Brian did. He recorded a real sim trade. He just recorded it. Then he did his thunder throat ridiculous voiceover. Okay, so the trade would already happen. He recorded it, and then he re-recorded a voiceover saying what was going on at the time. So it's not replay data. It's probably real data. He has a rhythmic or CQG or some connection continuum. He has a demo connection to NinjaTrader. I'll show you how that works in just a bit. So this is very easy to pull off just mechanically. You just have a demo account connection. You record the video. By the way, this is also how you can cherry pick things. You can record all kinds of videos and then just show the ones that work out really well. I'm sure in anticipation of getting to this point with the volatility that's going on in the market. If you're newer to futures, I'm sure you're not new to the fact that at the time I'm recording this and the time Brian posted his video, Day Trader Bryan, March 25th, markets are moving like this. It's unprecedented, but these are 4 or 5 standard deviation moves. It's really unfortunate that he's also capitalizing on stuff that never really existed before, so he doesn't even have to use replay data. He can just record a real demo trade that happened in the real live markets because we're getting 30, 40, 50, 60 point 30-minute candles. On the close on Friday, on the time I'm making this, we had a 78 point 30-minute candle into the close. So this volatility is real right now. This trade is complete bullshit. So let's go ahead and go through it real quickly. So the first thing is I left a comment here. I've never commented on I've probably commented on 3 YouTube videos in my life, and I said, you screwed up. The category for this video, it should be fantasy, not education. Thanks, though, for inspiring me to record a quick video on how to hide Ninja Sim Trade to claim it's live. Now I'm regretting this because I did spend a little bit of time in preparation for this video on a Saturday. I wish I could be spending a little bit more time with my dog walking around the neighborhood since we've all been sort of cooped up in quarantine. But let me go ahead and show you how this is accomplished and how you do it mechanically really quickly. So I'm going to come over here to NinjaTrader. I'm actually logged in. On a Saturday, I'm not getting much, there's no data and it's not connected directly to the account. But the first thing real quickly is, here's how Ninja works. They have this various connections, okay? I don't want to go, this video could get very, very long. I'm going to try to keep it short. Ninja has what's called a multi-broker license or a single broker license. There's not many brokers left. In fact, the first reason this is bullshit is there's only 2 places that you can trade live, and that's at Ninja Brokerage or Phillips through Dorman, or at Interactive Brokers. Now we know it's not Interactive Brokers because Interactive Brokers, the account numbers all start with U, something, U, whatever. I have a bunch of them, U and then 7 digits, okay? He's showing Brian something in the account in the bottom right-hand corner. I'll show you that in just a moment. So that is 100% a demo account because the Ninja accounts don't start with those numbers. The Dorman accounts don't start with those numbers. The Phillips accounts don't start with those numbers. And the Interactive Brokers accounts don't start with those numbers. So if you knew anything about this at all, you would know that that's bullshit just from the account that he's showing. Hopefully they don't flag my video here for my bad language here. I'm going to end up titling this the Bull EShit trade. The Bull EShit trade. I think that's kind of clever. So anyway, first thing I want to highlight here is you got up in the upper left-hand corner in post-production, I'll show this. You have his connection called live trading. No one would call a connection that. Maybe some of you would, but no one does that. And up here, he shows live connection again. And then down in the bottom right-hand corner, he shows the account, which is Brian whatever. So let me show you really quickly how account connections work. The way account connections work is you have all these various accounts that you can connect to. I connect actually to Interactive Brokers. I changed the name of this account connection to live trading for the purposes of this demonstration. If you go in here and hit configure and you go to live trading, I can name this anything I want. I can name it Donkey Balls or whatever. I could change the name to Donkey Balls. I'll leave it at live trading. What I actually called this account before I went in here and changed it, I called it MES, which stands for MES Capital, which is the actual connection that this is to. This is a real live account, and it actually happens to be an account that I got and decided to do just for the benefits of my students, right? So there's a bunch of prop firms out there, proprietary trading firms, Top Step Trader, OneUP Trader, Speed Trader, a bunch of others. And I highly recommend those programs. For some reason, they get slack from a lot of people. If you want to learn how to trade futures, start with one of the futures programs. It's a simulated account. They have good risk management controls. It's a good demo. That's how you should start. I happen to qualify for the program for $150,000. I just did so somewhat recently, trading micros, $9,000 in demo paper trade, trading micros. So it can be done. Now this, however, is a live connection to an actual real account. That's me. That's whatever. I would call that account connection normally MES, but I changed it for the purposes of this demo to, oh crap, so now maybe I screwed it up. No, I didn't change anything. It should still be called live trading, okay? So that's the first thing, is that all you got to do is come in here, you hit configure, you select one of these. So I don't know what Trader Bryan is using, whether it's Rhythmic or CQG or whatever, but it's demo data from some provider, and then he just names his account connection live trading. All right, so that's it. That's how you start there, and that's how he did that first part of what you see in the video. I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel here. If I bring this back over, you'll see again, live, the thing says live trading under account connection. You'd never name it that. You'd name it what it is: CQG, Rhythmic Brokerage, Ninja, maybe even Top Step or whatever, but you can name it whatever you want. And then over here, here's the connection again, and so here's his positions and here's his accounts. All right, so now what I've done is I've actually just created the first part of his little workspace area, and now what I'm going to do is just pause the video for a second so I can grab the rest of the work. Okay, so now I have a workspace that looks somewhat like his, except of course my bars look a little different. I'm not going to go through. I don't use minute bars. By the way, you shouldn't use minute bars or tick bars, whatever. You should use Ninja Rankos, Brickwicks, modified Ranko bars. Head over to Futures on Fire on YouTube. Roderick Casilli, Futures on Fire. Yes, since I'm spending some time breaking down this Bull EShit trade, I'm going to spend some time promoting my own wares a little bit, which is I just got back into the education game a little bit myself. I have reasons for that. Roderick Casilli, Futures on Fire. You're probably watching this on that channel. I have all of 41 subscribers. Brian posted one video. He has hundreds of comments and 121 subscribers. So anyway, here's this look that looks somewhat like, again, these are different bar types here, right? So it's got a dome on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side. It's got the chart here. Now, the next thing that I need to do is I need to create a Phony account as well, which I've already done. So by the way, you just come in here, you click on add simulation account, and you'd come in here and give it whatever, hundreds of millions of dollars, something like that, and you name it sim donkey balls or whatever. And I'll mention in just a second why it doesn't matter what that is. And you'll go, well, it has sim in it. It would clearly say sim if it was. His says Brian whatever. I'll explain that in just a second. So I'm not going to create that right now. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Ninja, it's unfortunate they let you put as much money as you want in there, and I don't even think it does a margin check actually on a pure sim account. Now, you're going to get a margin check if you're connecting to a prop firm's Rhythmic or demo server, but he's just using some sort of CQG or bar chart. It could be anything. It could be any way he's getting data that he can actually then send to a demo account. So real quick over here, if I select donkey balls in the dome, it'll be grayed out. Okay, so I think on Ninja 7, you used to be able to actually change the color of the background, even if it was a sim account. But now, at least on Ninja 8, it always is prefaced with sim, which is nice. So it kind of avoids people just blatantly doing crap and doing this. But as long as you're connected to a live demo account of some kind, it's going to darken it up so it looks again like his screen right there. Okay, so that's sort of how that works. Now, this would be more compelling if it was the market was open. Again, I'm recording this on a Sunday. I'm not going to go in and do this on the Sunday Open, or maybe if enough people are interested, I'll be happy to go in and probably lose $3 million on 3,000 contracts in 3 or 4 minutes if you'd like me to do that. It's not that hard for me to do that. I'm just trying to show you how it's reconstructed. So again, you call your connection live connection. You have some sort of demo connection that you use. Set up an account that has enough money in it, even if there is a margin check. I don't think there is. And then you go ahead and record the trade, and then you re-record your voiceover on the trade that happened to work. Perfect. And now you have your video and you're all set. By the way, over here is a chart trader. He has chosen to kind of hide his chart trader, so he's hidden his chart trader. It would be connected to the same account as you see. So I've looked through some of the other comments. It's fine to say, well, look, it would have taken out the order flow and the book and all that. That's fine. That's probably true. All those things as well. Some other good comments like. Well, anyway, many of you have sniffed it out that it's fake, and if you haven't, it's even more important. It's you're probably just not as familiar with how this all works, and that's fine. And hopefully, this video is helpful and it's educating you if you found your way to this. Just kind of be on the lookout for things that are just too good to be true. It's interesting that people are defending this guy, or he posts out of nowhere. Anyhow. I've been around the game long enough where I actually have been scammed, which sucks. I had accounts at MF Global. I had accounts at PFG Best, which was actually the biggest scam in the futures market. It was a Ponzi scheme. I woke up one morning, I had $88,000 in my account the day before, and the next day I had basically zero. I settled with some other firm that paid me $7,100. I'm glad I took it because now it's pennies on the dollar. So there has been actual scams in this market. Again, I have no idea what this gentleman's trying to do, but he certainly could have gotten away with it if just the number was not so egregious. I wouldn't have even spent all this time on this. It's just a little silly. Okay, so that's basically the breakdown there. Then all I would need to do is again place a trade, and I could do it with as many contracts as I want. Again, what this guy did was he just pre-recorded the trade. This is not replay data. This is real data. I went back in time to this time and this candle on this time. This is what was going on at that moment. So that part is fine. Again, these are strange times that it was even possible to do that at that particular time. All right, so we'll just sort of leave it there for now. I'm going to do a series. This has really inspired me to actually create some more content for my YouTube channel, which has 41 subscribers. Futures on Fire, Rod Casillo. You're probably watching it right here. Hit the like, subscribe, and notify button, and you can find out more about what I'm doing at Futures on Fire and the reasons I'm doing it. Very briefly, I got back into the game, so to speak, because of the micros. The micros are a smaller future contract that started back in May of last year, and I really believe it's a game-changing opportunity to get more people involved in futures trading. And I'm passionate about futures trading because there's so much stock trading. And stocks are not meant to be traded. They're not. They're meant to be invested. I don't care what you say. They're not meant to be traded. And Forex is fine as well. And options are fine. All these things are fine. But if you want to learn active intraday trading, it is the futures markets. They trade 23 hours a day. They are extremely liquid. You have a lot of different instruments to choose from. And with the micros, you can move from demo and sim once you're ready to a very small, lower dollar risk amount contract, which are called the E-mini micro futures. And because of that, I decided to get back in this game. I've been very fortunate. I traded my first E-mini contract back in 1997. I used to trade the big contract even before that. I know I don't look 50, but I just turned 50. Have all my hair. How does that look? And I want to really, it sounds cheesy even saying, I really do want to help people. I get a little passionate about this because so many people lose money in every instrument, and it's really just because there's just not a foundational approach to to really getting this done. There's no pattern day trader requirement in futures. Again, they're very well, they're levered, so there's good use of capital. You don't need $25,000, $30,000, $100,000 like you would with the stocks to potentially even earn a living. They are tax advantaged. There's so many other great advantages of futures, and they're unfortunately misrepresented. There's not many people that, this is going to sound like a crazy statement, but I'm going to make it. I think I personally know 90% of all of the self-directed, profitable, real futures traders in the entire country. And there's not many of us, trust me, that earn their living from trading. And again, what I did to go out and prove it is I went and, first of all, I qualified for every futures program in the last 3 months. OneUP, Speed Trader, Top Zip Trader, a bunch of others. I don't trade any of the accounts. I don't need to. But I wanted to prove to my students, prove to anyone who's going to listen to me or work with me that, and again, on the OneUp account, it was a $150,000 account. I made $9,000 trading micros. I'm going to say that again. I made $9,000 in paper money trading micros to get access to $150,000 buying power from that firm called MES Capital. And they don't even change the commissions in their program. So I was paying $2.50 per side on a micro. Okay, I think I generated $9,000 in commission at the time that I generated the $9,000 worth of profit. In next videos, I'll also go into a firm that I'm an owner in called Collective 2, which in my opinion is the only real way to validate whether someone is actually trading real life capital. You might say, oh, I could get a statement. It could be verified by an accountant. Trust me, statements are worth shit. You could log into somebody else's account. I have now been able to find any other means of verifying actual live walk forward, real live trading than Collective 2. That's why I made an investment in the company. That's why I became a partner in the firm. That's why I led product over there for the last 5 years before I decided to. I just couldn't work a real job anymore. So I went back to what I love, which is earning my living in the markets every day. And I want to help some other people get there too. But final point, not everyone's going to make it. You're not all going to become great traders. This guy's full of shit. A lot of people are full of shit. And not everyone is cut out to put in the amount of time, the amount of effort, the amount of dedication that it would take to actually become a full-time professional trader if that's your goal. I can even help people understand if they're not the right personality type for this, because not everyone is. Not everyone's going to be a great trader. Not everyone's going to have the temperament or the dedication necessary to succeed in this very highly competitive business. So again, hopefully this video from Day Trader Bryan is going to actually serve to be a positive thing. I'm not going to flag it and tell YouTube to bring it down, although the irony that Facebook and YouTube keeps pulling all kinds of poker videos, all kinds of legitimate ads from legitimate financial educators and stuff like that. And of course, they pull everything that has to do with crypto. And yet this thing is allowed to be up here. But again, I'm not sure how they would have found it. And probably they're on lockdown too. So there's not a lot of humans looking at these videos. So very interesting point in time for me to be making this video, which is now 17 minutes long. Hopefully you made it to the very end. Again, Roderick Casilli, Futures on Fire, or TradersDevGroup.com to find out more about me and what I'm all about. And leave a comment if you'd like. I'll make sure I can respond to all of the comments. Please share this video if you think it would help anybody else out on the thread or in the Facebook groups where this was originally posted. It now has like hundreds and hundreds of comments. So ideally, this will help some folks out. My name is Roderick Casilli. You can find me on LinkedIn or Facebook or wherever. I'm a real life guy. I live in Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and the Bay Area. I'd like to remind you to always trade like you mean it. Thanks.